Hello. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm back in my kitchen robe, which basically means one thing. A lot of cooking is gonna happen today. Fall seems to be officially here. It's getting a little chilly here in Toronto, and I thought I'll share some recipes that I really enjoy in these sweater weather, cooler months. The good thing is that the recipes I'm gonna be sharing today have one thing in common: the sauce. So the goal of this is basically making each of our meals, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, a little more interesting by adding just one sauce, and that can also be meal prep. Let's get started. Alright, today we are making one of my absolute favorite sauces, Romesco sauce. To make this dreamy sauce, here's what you'll need: roasted bell pepper, sun-dried tomatoes, almonds, garlic, a splash of vinegar, and of course, a little bit of salt. You can totally roast the bell peppers at home, but honestly, I just like grabbing it from the store to keep things more efficient. Now, just toss everything in a blender and blend it until you reach your desired consistency. It is straightforward but so rewarding. It's delicious, versatile, and something I really enjoy during the fall months. So the first recipe is gonna be an egg recipe or a sandwich toast recipe. As you know, eggs are my staple for breakfast, but we are gonna make it a little more interesting. I eat eggs every day, and let's be real, it's pretty easy to get bored when you're eating the same thing over and over again. So I'm always on the lookout for ways to make the start of my day not just healthy but more delicious, especially if it's quick and easy. Today I'm starting with my go-to eggs, which are super simple. Just heat up a pan with a bit of oil, crack in some eggs and egg whites, sprinkle some salt and pepper, and let them cook to perfection. Once the eggs are done, I take the spatula and shred them into scrambled pieces. So I don't like scrambled egg, but if you do, feel free to make that instead. I prefer making an omelette and chopping or making a mess out of it in a way that it looks or resembles more like scrambled egg. But if you like scrambled egg and you prefer that, feel free to use that instead. On the side, I got some sourdough toasting in butter because who can resist that crispy buttery goodness? Meanwhile, I'm prepping a side of fresh pea shoots and slicing up some mozzarella or bocconcini into bite-sized pieces for some extra flavor and flair. Now for the fun part, let's plate it all together. Take the sourdough and spread a generous layer of Romesco sauce on top, and then add the bocconcini slices, then layer on the shredded eggs, and for the pop of beauty and flavor, finish it off with some fresh pea shoots. Tell me if this breakfast doesn't scream happiness. Trust me on this, it's the small tweaks that make such a big difference and make something so boring, flavorful, delicious, and fun. Alright guys, I'm back. And I am joined by my dear husband for some taste test. I have mine in a charcuterie board. So let's try. This is what the bite looks like.
Yes.
It's actually good.
Wow. Oh wow.
Nice. Looks like an island.
So this is my first time making it with eggs. I generally pair it with other ingredients. If you don't like eggs or if you don't have eggs, you can just have the mozzarella for protein and you can add these pea shoots on top. Out of 10, how much would you give it?
I'd give it a 9.
Okay, decent.
Yeah.
Why did you deduct 1 mark?
Can be a little more spicy.
Okay, so for someone who doesn't like as much spice, I would say 10 on 10. Okay guys, one of my earrings have fallen and I don't know where it is. So if you see me just wearing one, know that it's okay. Also, the second dish is what actually introduced me to Romesco sauce. It's something that I had at a restaurant in Phoenix, and ever since then I have been recreating it and experimenting using different ingredients and recipes. And honestly, I think it makes for a great starter for gatherings and parties, and whoever I have presented it to, it's been a hit. Woo. The oven is preheated now, so I think we should get started. Alright, this has to be one of the easiest recipes out there. First, I chop the cauliflower in whatever shape or size I'm feeling that particular day. Today, I went for this shape. Now, on the baking tray, I add the cauliflower, drizzle a little oil, and sprinkle some salt. Then it goes in the oven for about 50 minutes, and now we just wait. Depending on how you like your cauliflower texture, you can keep it for a little longer or take it out earlier. I personally only consume the florets, no stems for me, and I like it a little crispy, so I take it out just before it's fully cooked. Once it's cooked to perfection, it's time to plate. On the plate, I generously spread the Romesco sauce and add the crispy cauliflower on top. And then the best part, overnight soaked raisins. They add such a sweet surprise in every bite. I just love it. This dish is so simple, but the flavors together are just unreal. We have Ashwin to try as well. Why don't you go ahead?
Thank you.
You like it?
I like it.
So 50 minutes work perfectly if you just want to have the flowers, but if you also want to have the stems, then I would say it takes a little longer. But guess what? I don't have the patience. I have never tried cooking this in an air fryer, but I've heard that a lot of people prefer cooking it in air fryer as well. So if you're someone who is an expert at air fryer cooking, you can try that as well. Ashwin just noticed that my eyeliner also is of the same color as the sauce I'm making, so I guess you're a good husband to know that. Okay guys, it is dinner time. It's almost 7 o'clock, and as you know, no fall recipe video can be complete without a soup. So that's what we are making. I'm making a tomato soup and a healthy pasta dish. Let's do it. Okay, first I start by boiling the tomatoes because that's gonna take some time. While they're boiling, I'm skipping the pasta today and making some zoodles instead to up my veggie intake. The spiralizer I'm using is super easy to find on Amazon and it barely takes any time. Once the zucchini noodles are ready, I transfer them in a bowl and pop them in the microwave for about 2 to 3 minutes until they're perfectly tender and ready to eat. Then I plate it all together. I mix the Romesco sauce into the zoodles. So flavorful. Perfect example of whatever has to happen will happen anyway, no matter what you do. Earlier this week, I also prepared some soya chunks seasoned with garlic and onion powder, which also I'm adding for that extra protein boost. And to finish it all off, I'm drizzling a generous portion of Parmesan cheese and of course some chili flakes. Trust me, this dish is a veggie-packed, protein-rich dream. Now that the zoodles are all set and the tomatoes have finished boiling, we can move on to the soup. Once the tomatoes have cooled down, I transfer them in a blender and blend until smooth, making sure there are no solids left. Next, in a pan, I melt some butter and pour in the tomato blend. I also add a little bit of water and then a couple of spoonfuls of Romesco sauce for that extra burst of flavor. Then I let it simmer for about 15 minutes until it reduces and thickens beautifully. To finish the soup, I am adding some fresh coriander leaves for garnish and to make it a little pretty, and a sprinkle of black pepper for that extra kick. And there you have it, zoodles with a delicious side of tomato soup. Wow, so good. Oh yeah, it is so good. Alright guys, that's it for the video. I hope you got some cozy warm fall recipe ideas from this video. If you try any of it, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I keep posting such food content, so if you like this, please consider subscribing to my channel and like the video for the algorithm. I'll see you in the next one.